Berjaya Corp says its non-independent and non-executive chairman Tan Sri Vincent Tan has relinquished his position amid the conglomerate's latest board reshuffle. He will instead assume the role of advisor. Dato Sri Robin Tan, who is his son, stepped down as non-independent and non-executive deputy chairman. He has now taken on the position of non-independent, non-executive deputy chairman at Berjaya Land. This latest revamp to Berjaya Corp's board reflects an all-female lineup, which includes its founder's daughter, Crisis Tan, who is now executive director. Tungku Tun Aminah Sultan Ibrahim Ismail is chairman, while Narine Tan and Vivian Cheng are joint group CEOs. Cheng succeeds Syed Ali Shahul Hamid, who has been redesignated as Berjaya Land Group CEO. Norlela Baharudin will serve as executive director. Dr. Jayanti Naidu Jidanasamy, Penelope Gan and Datuk Leong Kwee Chun are independent non-executive directors. Datuk Abdul Rahim Muhammad Zain has been redesignated as Berjaya Land Group Executive Director, while Tan Peng Lam is the Property Arm's independent non-executive director. Datuk Robert Yong remains Berjaya Land's senior independent non-executive director. Electric car maker Tesla has received the go-ahead from Putrajaya to bring in its pure electric vehicles and set up a head office in Malaysia. It will also establish a supercharger network as well as experience and service centres. The Ministry of International Trade and Industry said the company's presence in Malaysia is expected to create skilled and better-paying jobs for workers in the battery-run EVs or BEV segment, while increasing the participation of local companies in Tesla's ecosystem. Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said Malaysia is pleased by Tesla's decision to establish its presence in the electric vehicle ecosystem here. This, he said, shows Tesla's confidence in the country's economic fundamentals and conducive business environment. Zafrul did not say when the firm will set up shop here. The car maker's entry was facilitated through the ministry's introduction of the BEV Global Leaders Initiative, which aims to help boost domestic demand for such vehicles and further promote the development of the entire ecosystem to support its adoption. Tesla is the first applicant of this initiative, which also seeks to secure investments from leading global BEV manufacturing companies in Malaysia. Former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak and ex-1MDB President Arul Kanda will know this Friday whether the Kuala Lumpur High Court will order them to enter their defence or acquit them in the 1MDB audit report tampering trial. Judge Muhammad Zaini Mazlan is expected to deliver his verdict on the duo and also decide whether Arul Kanda's testimony in the trial against Najib is enough for him to be given a certificate of indemnity. Arul Kanda faces a charge of abetting the ex-PM in abuse of power with regard to 1MDB's audit report. He took to the witness stand last August under Section 63 of the MACC Act 2009, which allows an accused person to testify as a witness for the prosecution. Meanwhile, Najib is facing an abuse of power charge as a public officer in his capacity as then Prime Minister and Finance Minister in altering the 1MDB audit report, which was to be tabled to the PAC in 2016, so that no action could be taken against him by Parliament. Among items removed from the report included Loh Teck Joe's presence at 1MDB board meetings and portions of the fund's 2014 financial statements. The former Premier's charge is framed under Section 23(1) of the MACC Act. If convicted, Najib stands to face up to 20 years jail and a minimum fine of 10,000 ringgit or 5 times the amount of such gratification, whichever is higher. A think tank says Pharmaniaga's classification as a PN17 firm is a wake-up call for the pharmaceutical sector. In a statement, Galen Centre for Health and Social Policy CEO Azrul Muhammad Khalib said it highlights the need for urgent reforms to be introduced, particularly on the public sector's procurement practices of medicines. He said the situation affecting Pharmaniaga is very worrying and has potentially severe implications across the entire Malaysian pharma landscape, especially the public health sector, and should it worsen further, there could be a massive disruption to the supply of medicines and drugs to the public health system. Azrul highlighted Pharmaniaga previously enjoyed an exclusive concession for over a quarter of a century to purchase, store, supply and distribute more than a third of Putrajaya's branded and generic drug supply. This has created an unhealthy dependence, he said, adding there is a need to emphasize on the importance of competition, diversity of providers, getting rid of tender agents as middlemen, and cutting government interference. The government says it will revoke the approval for foreign worker quota applications for employers who fire local workers and replace them with foreign labour. According to a Bernama report, Human Resources Minister V. Sivakumar said those who engage foreign workers through the Foreign Worker Employment Relaxation Plan only to fire their local employees and replace them with the migrant staff can be fined up to 50,000 ringgit. The plan, which will run until March 31st, is aimed at speeding up the approval of applications for foreign worker quotas in 5 critical sectors, namely plantation, manufacturing, construction, agriculture and services. Sivakumar said the ministry has received many complaints about local companies firing their Malaysian workers after getting approval for their quota applications. The latest complaint, he said, was with regards to the dismissal of 102 local workers in Penang. He warned local employers and companies that their applications for quotas and permission to employ foreign workers are approved solely to cover the shortage of manpower and should never be used as an excuse to replace existing domestic staff.